I got a cousin Pete. You got a cousin named Pete? I heard we all in the black community got a cousin named Pete. But my cousin Pete, he had two women, two that I knew about. But I suspect now my grown Pete, cousin Pete, probably had more like 4, 5, 6 women. But in particular, there's two women. There's two women that just can't seem to stay apart. Both these women have children from him, and both gonna be the main one no matter what it takes. At this point, on several occasions, these two done sliced and diced each other in several different ways. And one of these incidents, and trust me, at this point, I had never been there to witness this situation happening, but I would always hear about it. Always hear about it. But on one of those occasions, the two of them gave each other some slices that caused disfiguration to the face. And so it was known that these two would go back and forth from time to time. There was even a point in this relationship where they was living in a room together, the three of them. And I would never say no particular words. I would just shake my head. Because, you know, it seemed like to me when it was good, it was good. It didn't bother them that both of them was, together with them, with this one particular person. And at this point, they was up at a hangout spot that we called Blair's Place on 33rd at the time. And one of the damages that one of them had did to the other was she took a bottle, cracked it on the ground, and went across the girl's face, cutting from ear to open, leaving it open. Now, I seen the evidence after that happened of what that face looked like after it's stitched up and the nerves are now damaged. But remember, they've been doing this same thing to each other. And both of these women are attractive women. One of them is dark and beautiful, and the other one is really light and beautiful. But for whatever reason, he was it. There was nowhere else for him to go. And me, I didn't have a problem with either one. They both were sweet people. When you hung around them, apart. One name was, and tonight I'm going to use names in this story, but these are not real names. One's name is Lisa. The other one name is Bit. At this point, they have stabbed each other equally at least 6 times. Were they stabbing each other about the man? I asked myself over and over again. I don't think it was because of the man. To me, it almost felt like if there was a disrespect or something that was happening, then that's where it would aim from. But it's like the anger was something else different. So on this particular night, me and the girls hanging around and we talking about, yeah, tonight we should go to the club and let's have a good time tonight. Everything started off very, very well. We had an awesome time. Awesome time. We make our plans and we all meet up at the bar. When we go to the bar, it's like maybe 5 of us together that went out together. And this night was a different night because there was so much hype in the club on this night. And there was like this dance off battle. Everybody was having a great time. We done backed up and the people in the middle of the floor and they getting it. The club is lit. After that song ends, you know, everybody's so hyped up, it's time to calm the club down. A little bit of slow song come on. And me, I have never slow dragged to any song with anybody in the club because at this point, I'm dating a guy that loves to sit back and watch other men approach his woman. And then he comes up and, you know, no jealousy thing or no nothing. He just like that. I don't know. But anyways, he invited me to a slow dance. We went out and slow drag. And then after it was over, another song came on. And now we gonna get back on the dance floor and we pulling each other. It's like, let's go and get on the dance floor for this song. Mind you, this is like probably the last 2 songs of the night. We done had a good time. We out there on the floor dancing. Everybody's in there. Because on this night, we are all in the club together. And we all hanging together. These two that have already slashed each other several times. We on the dance floor. Everybody except for Bit. We dancing on the floor. And after a while, she was standing in front of me, but not dancing. And just the way she was standing there, I just kind of reached out and like grabbed her arm and I'm like, girl, come on, get it with this song. So she hesitantly joins in, you can tell something's going on with her. She joins me in the dance, but she not dancing. She just kind of like standing there and like, so I'm going to tell you how we are positioned. On my left hand side, there's my cousin Bunani. Directly in front of me, Bit is right in front of me. And to my left, there's 3 more homegirls there. Lisa is outside somewhere. I have no clue because sometimes people come in and out to cool off, get air outside the club and come back in. Well, we are all positioned on the dance floor, and after I recognized that something's spinning inside of her head, she leans forward and she does a thing what I call the club whisper. The club whisper is like somebody come up to your ear and they yelling something in your ear, but only you can hear it because the music in the club is so loud. She yells in my ear. Well, not yell, club whispers in my ear. And she said, me and Lisa just got into it outside. Now, I know what she whispered because this is she said it to me one time, but I couldn't hear what she's saying. But the way she's saying whatever she's saying in the faces that she's making is now making me realize there's an issue happening that I don't know about. So she reaches in to tell me again, because I'm looking at her and it's like, I don't understand what you're saying, and we still on the dance floor going. She leans in to me and she whispers, she says, me and Lisa just got into it. Right at that moment, I began to encourage Bit. Listen, girl, we done came out here to the club. We done had a great night tonight. Just whatever it is, let it go. Have your good time. And, don't even worry about it. You done had a good enough time. As soon as the words came out of my mouth, to encourage her, out of nowhere, I can see Lisa coming through the crowd, and it was like she was in the moment. Now it looked like it was in slow motion. She came walking through the crowd, and it was like her target was right on aim. And right when she got there, behind Bit, as she leaning over and telling me that they just got into it on the outside, Lisa walks around my cousin Bundani, who's on the side of me, walks around the back side, around the side of him, and walks behind Bit, and her arm is raised up like this, and she has a knife in her hand. And I want to say that knife had to be about 6 inches long. And right there on that dance floor, she brought that knife down. And she lifted back up over and over again. And for whatever reason, my cousin Buneni stuck his hand up to grab her hand to stop her from stabbing Bit. Remember, Bit is whispering in my ear at the time the knife comes down. The next thing that breaks it is that Bit has mace in her hand that she starts to spray. And at this time, I don't think any of us realize that she's actually stabbed at this point. Now, because she's leaning into me in the first beginning when she first stabbed her, she continues to fall into me. When she fell into me, I have no clue of the horror that I was about to see. Because at this point, there's a whole commotion and everybody is running through the club. They're screaming. And now it just feels like it's just me and Bit standing in the middle of that dance floor. I grab her by the arm and we start walking towards the exit of the bar. When we get to the bar, to the exit of the bar, I'm now realizing I wore a money green, evergreen, dark green, forest green, whatever color green you want to call it. But it was a dark green. And by the time we got to this club exit, I now realize that my shirt, which is dark green, is no longer green. It is like a dark purple color. And I am soaked and wet. Now, when I walk out of the door, there's a guy standing right off to the right named Tony, and he says, "Tashona, you okay?" And I say, "Yeah, I think I'm okay, but not really paying attention." I say, "Why you say that?" He said, "Look at your shirt." He said, check yourself, check yourself." And I'm looking at myself and I am covered from head to toe. And this stuff is happening really fast. But to me, it seemed like it was taking forever for it to happen. After looking at myself and feeling myself all over, putting my hand, because I got blood coming from here to here, just flowing. Where is it coming from? I turn around and I look at Bit and I realize when she bought that knife down one of those times, she nicked the artery in her neck. And that artery was spraying onto me. And I don't know what happened next, but this like metallic feel just came over my body. It was like I could taste her blood because she was losing so much of it. And the next thing is I'm helping her out the door because somebody has already called 911. The ambulance gets there really quick. And we got her holding a towel to her neck, walking her towards the ambulance. And as soon as we get halfway to the ambulance, she drops. Then as I'm like, "Hey, come on, can't you help her?" While they unloading the ambulance to come help her, I'm hollering at the people. And just when you think things can't get any worse for me in this moment, I stand up and realize that the paramedic's face that I'm looking into is one of the people who touched me when I was a little girl. So at that moment, I froze. And I can't believe what I'm seeing in front of my face 2 times. My friend on the ground bleeding out. I don't know what's happening to her. And then I'm staring in the face of this person. Okay? I don't know what else happened at that point because it was like I was stuck. And all I remember the next time is somebody coming and saying, Tashana, come on, we need to go get you checked. We need to go get you checked. I don't remember anything that was after that point of what happened that night. I know she ended up going to the hospital, and I know she ended up making it. And all I can remember next is I was home standing in that same bathroom again. And I'm coming out of that shirt. And I know a lot of us done had on a shirt before where somebody done sprayed it with a water hose or something. And just to imagine that shirt has to come over the top of your head that is soaked in enough blood that it is dripping onto your pants. Just the thought of taking that shirt and going over the top of my head and then looking down at my cream colored bra that was now red. And guess what? Some kind of way I tucked that away and walked away just like it didn't have no effect on me. I don't remember calling a hospital, finding out how she doing, no anything. I don't even remember how long she was there. And it was like time just fast forward itself. And I want to say about 3 years later, I'm now a manager at a truck stop in Vero. I have Bit working there with me at the truck stop. Again, sweet girl, we have great conversations, no problem. But then Lisa comes along and Lisa needs a job. And you know Miss Tashana, she got to be Miss Nice. So Lisa comes along. I already got Bit working there with me. And Lisa's like, I need a job. I don't have any money. And again, I'll tell you, I got love for both of these women. They ain't never done me nothing wrong. I want to help. So because Bit is already working there, I first go to Bit and I say to her, listen, Lisa needs a job, and I want to give it to her. But I want to ask you how you feel about it. And I know this seems so crazy that I would even be asking her the question, is it okay? But you don't understand what I've been seeing right around where I live at. Because these women have done this 1,000 times over. And they right back talking to each other, and they right back with the man, sometimes together. So I go to her and I ask her, and she say, if you want to give her a job, you give her a job. I talked to Lisa and I say, listen, I'm going to give you a job here, but you have to tell me that you have control of yourself, because you can't be fighting up in here and giving me a hard time when I'm trying to help you. And I can honestly say, we got there and everything went good for about 2 or 3 months before an argument came up. But one of them took the high road this time and said, I can't keep going through this right here, so I'll be willing to quit. And that one was Bit, the one that was already working there. And I told Bit, I said, I can't let you do that. But I can respect the fact that you said you can't do this anymore. And I said, and if you feel like you all are going to get into it, then I have to let Lisa go. We tried it, and I tried to help them. And so this one particular time, one of them took the high road and did something different after they done stabbed each other at least a total of 6 times, back and forth. I haven't heard from these 2 women. As a matter of fact, one of them helped me. Bit helped me move here to Orlando. She came here and helped me do some things. Lisa was my spades partner. We played spades and stuff. And, you know, all of that good stuff. I don't have anything bad to say about the 2 of them in separate situations. But in my adult eyes, realizing that you don't value yourself enough to know that you don't have to accept that. And also in this story, I realized that I've taken some chances and gave some grace in places that I probably never should have. But again, I told you, always considering everybody else before I consider myself. Because the way Lisa was swinging that blade, that knife that night, I realized the way she was bringing that knife down, it could have clearly been me that blade hit that night. She ended up stabbing my cousin Bunani in his arm, and I don't remember how many stitches that he got in his arm, but the cut was pretty long. Bit was in the hospital in ICU for quite some time. Again, I can't tell you how long. All I know is a little bit later down the road, somebody gave me a little bit of an update. I can tell you, after that happened and we worked at that place together, I never asked her one thing about that situation ever. It was just like I took it and I tucked it away. And I never thought about it until last night. And just thinking about how many violent situations that I've been in, and just like tuck them away as if they never happened. As I'm even telling this story and talk about the blood that's on my breast, I can literally taste the metallic taste in my mouth of smelling it. You know how they say you smell, you can taste with your nose? It's like you can just feel that metallic feel running through your body, just even thinking about it. But that incident that happened, I also feel was my first time starting to be aware of my surroundings. Because you get me one time, shame on you. You get me two times, I'm gonna try not to let it happen twice. But that taught me something that night, is that I can scan the room in any place that I'm in. And also got a lot to do with my prayers that I took along with me. But any chance or any inkling of anything that was about to happen, baby, if you rode in the car with me, this car finna crank up and leave here. And if you ain't in it when it get ready to go, you gonna be left right here. Shauna didn't play because Shauna was the designated driver. So when she crunk up and got ready to go, it was time to go. Which, because of me moving in that way, there was two other incidents that I was the designated driver. On those instances, the club got shot up, but I felt something, a shift in whatever was happening inside that club on those two other instances. And I told my people, hey, something ain't right in here. Let's go. And we've gotten down the road and we getting phone calls coming from the club saying they shooting the club up or something. So it made me pay attention to my surroundings, but also aware that how much more stuff, Shauna, do you have tucked away that you just don't want to remember? So that's story time for tonight. I'm going into the chat. Y'all already know that I can't focus if I go over here. If I'm going back and forth in this chat, we'll be here all night telling this story if I do that. But I want to say hello to everybody and thank you all for joining me on this Friday night at 10 after 10 o'clock. And what time it is? 10:35 tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me. Let me go back up to the top and see who's all in the room. Hey, Jules, I haven't seen you in forever. I see you here. Was I freezing up at one point, or did I just go silent? Because you know I'll pause in a minute. I'll pause in a minute. She said she had an uncle named Pete. No, they didn't have Jules. They had no problem. Maybe they did have a problem, but to us on the outside, it just looked like they were all willing participants in whatever that was happening. At least that's the way it looked to me. And I never, of course, one or the other have came and talked a little bit about like what was going on, but I just never got into it because both of them had kids from them, and those kids were siblings, and those siblings were our relatives. So it's like No, I ain't getting up into that. I ain't choosing no size or no nothing. Y'all grown women, y'all have to work that out right there. So hi, growing with Hudson. It's good to see you tonight. I was over there looking at them meals over there that you be hooking up over there. Hi, Rita. Thank you so much. Um, she has Jules asked, did Lisa go to jail? The both of them have gone to jail a few times behind each other, but I think what ends up happening, because I never follow up after they get into the things, but we from a little small town. Everybody know everybody, so eventually it's gonna get back to you that what's done happened. So it was like every time that it happened, it's like, oh hell, it done happened again. And it's a shame that people brushed it off in that way. But it's like, what could any of us do about it? If they 1 minute hanging around each other and they feel good about hanging around each other, and then all of a sudden they get into it, and then they wanna off each other. So, um yeah, PTSD. Yes. And I don't remember. I couldn't even um growing with Hudson. There's so many different things that have happened, and I have had episodes before where I have like PTSD episodes. But if one would ask me which one of those things are triggering it, I mean it's so many of them. um Wait, why did Lisa go to jail for doing that? Well, Jules, at the beginning of the story, did you hear me when I said they have both equally stabbed and cut each other several times? So there would be times when one does the other one, that one will go to jail, and then they'll go back and do it. Like, this is not, when I say this incident has happened several times over, I think Bit may have cut Lisa maybe 4 or 5 times, and vice versa. The other one has done the same thing to the other one at all different times. It's just so that they both have been to jail about this situation. Um, and for whatever reason, yeah, I'm lost with that one. I haven't seen them in, ooh, it's been about 25 years since I last seen them. Like I said, she came here with me when I first, actually, Bit actually came with me and helped me move over here. And I told you, like I said, both of them were equally as sweet people. I love playing cards with Lisa because she was like the trash talking spade player, and she did it like real calm or whatever. I never seen her like into it with any other people like that, really, and the other one either. It's just like the two of them were like oil and water to each other. They couldn't get it together. You've got a beautiful heart. Thank you, Rita. I try. I try. I'm the one. I'm the one that went missing. Okay, then. So I hadn't gone out. But I mean, if nobody else has any questions or anything, then I'm gonna end the live. Look at that. I miss Callie. Hey Callie, how you doing tonight? Thank you for joining again. Um yes, Callie be trying to catch the lives, but be missing. But if there are no other questions or anything, then I'm gonna end this story. I don't know if anybody want to come up. Jules, I ain't seen you in a minute or whatever, but I'm still here. Um but that is my story for the night. If nobody don't have any questions, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say this over, and then I end up being on here talking for another 20 minutes, like you do when your family come and visit. You keep going on and on and on, and the kids be like, "Mom, y'all said we was leaving an hour ago, and y'all still out here talking, having a whole nother conversation, and y'all saying y'all leaving. We going back in the house." That's how we do the kids all the time. We did the adults just keep on talking, especially when they from out of town. Like, you ain't going home no time soon. Have a good night. I missed the beginning, but I'll play it back. Thank you very much, Callie. But I'm gonna get ready to end this stream, and so y'all can enjoy the rest of you all's night. And for those of y'all came in on the end, so y'all can catch the front play of this live. Hey Selena, the new hairstyle and sunny highlights are really pretty on you. Thank you very much. Thank you. My sister came all the way here from Georgia to just come and do my hair for me. She's so sweet. Yeah, so again, you know what? I love it when I be trying to end the live and then people come in and start talking and everything. I'll be sitting right here instead of be saying that I never be in a rush to like run and leave anywhere, but I be thinking to myself, I don't want to sit here and just keep babbling on. Babbling on and on and on, because I can do that now. I love you too, Jules. It's good to see you in here. It's really good to see you. I thought about you the other day, and I'm like, now come on, where is Jules at? She ain't said nothing. She ain't poked her head out nowhere. What's going on? It's good to see you back out again. I know the last you were doing, you was dealing with that trial or whatever that you was telling me about over here in this side of town. So I hope all of that is going well for you all. And if that is everything, how many times I'm gonna say this? Let me say this part right here. Over here, we the high class gardeners where we grow food and all of that good stuff, but we don't mess with no bugs. I grow all the food that you want, but I ain't picking no bugs off, and I ain't spraying none of that funny stuff on my food. My husband come and pick my bugs off for me, which qualifies me as a high class gardener. So, and that's the way a lot of the people who hang over here with me, they all say we ain't doing the bugs either. So there you go. We the high class gardeners over here. And I also want to add to that if you go to the grocery store and you go to the fresh vegetable section, use some of the seeds out of those fresh vegetables and see what you can grow. Experiment with the stuff. Look it up on YouTube and figure out how to grow something, because the way things going in this world, we need the food, because things looking funny. Okay. She did a beautiful job. You're glowing, and the aqua top is perfect with you. Thank you very much, Miss Lena. Thank you. Okay, you all. So I'm going to get ready to end this live. And again, I thank you all. Appreciate you all. Uphill for coming through and supporting me. Don't forget to like, share with somebody, and subscribe. You all have a good night. And until the next time, see you later.